So Richard, thanks for bringing me to the laboratory. What role do the Asynt reactors have in process development?
When we got the reactors, it was a simple choice to specify the atom stand, because then we can lower it to charge starting materials, we can raise it up to make it safer when we're handling things in the lab, and then we can run it back at the normal height during the reactions. So, all key operations are done at a safe working height, and we can adjust the height later on to facilitate phase separation, so we can lift it back up, put a drum underneath for a phase sep, and put it back to a more normal height. It accommodates a BOV height adjustment, which is quite critical, especially if you're going to filter the batch. You don't want it too high so it's spraying out, you want it nice and low so you filter directly.
How has the additional capacity helped you look after your customers better?
The bespoke lab reactors that you've designed for us from sort of 250 to 1 litre scale, we use them in both the chemistry and biocatalysis labs for development processes, and that allows us to mimic the reactor shape and design, so we get the mixing characteristics and sort of how good the reactions are going to progress. And the idea is that by doing it in a smaller reactor and then we scale it up to the bigger reactors, we should get that smooth scale up, because we're using similar geometry reactors to what we have in our plants at the actual end of the process. So then these lab vessels allow us to run at a greater scale reactions in the lab, hundreds of grams scale, to produce material that might be needed for lab use, bigger use tests, and just to make sure the chemistry works on scale. And then this allows us to produce non-GMP materials that the customer might want to use them for, say, formulation work, analytical development and other activities, so they can look at the processes we're running on a decent scale. Almac's got a very good working relationship with Asynt over the last several years, so this has been a very worthwhile relationship that's been built on over these years.